Hey, Sophie. Hey, Kirsty. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Rod Carlson. Bidet. Hey. Krainda. Hello. Yes, good. Hey, John, loud and clear, says lost and confused. That seems to be my hashtag today. Lost and confused. Hello, Sherry Blackberry. Hey, it's Michael. Hello. Door 888. Hi, he's here. Awesome Blossom. Mind Moo. Hey, John. Hi. Hi, Brian. I don't know if you guys can hear. There's like construction outside my studio window, my office window. So if you guys can hear it, I apologize. How am I doing today? I'm doing good. I am, considering with the election and everything. It's very surreal. Very surreal. Good. Sherry Blackberry invited 266 fans. Hey guys, right here is that funky little button. If you have fans that like to talk about Survivor or need to catch up with next week, invite them. Invite them. And we can all chat. Sherry Blackberry. I love you, John. I love you too, Sherry Blackberry. Thumbs up. Oh my gosh. UDSA Jennifer invited over 2,000 fans. You're awesome, Jennifer. Thank you. Awesome, guys. Good. I hope everyone's recovering from the election coverage, from the election from last night. I know there is so much stuff online, but we are not going to be talking about that too much. I mean, it is what it is. Rod Carlson, yes, you do need fans. I also need fans as well. Rod Carlson, maybe that's something we can work on together. Awesome, Maximus. Mom is here. Hello, hello, hello. Miss TV. Hey. Boop, boop, boop. Hey. Nika. All right, yes. So we had our U.S. election last night. We have a new president. It's not somebody I thought would be good for the country, but you know what? I know every one of us in the chat room and watching. You know, everybody votes for the stuff that's important to them. But right now, I think what's really important is that we as Americans unite. He's not the person I thought would be perfect for the stuff that I voted for, but he's who we have. So this is our process. And if it was the other way around, we would expect everyone to kind of just, you know, take it like a champ and support the president if it was Hillary Clinton. And you know what? We have to do the same. I know it hurts. I know it sucks. But we do. And we move on. You know, this isn't, you know, like in the 1940s. We have social media. We have voices. We have support. We can be heard. So We really need to stand together. We also really need to understand that, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. So every person who voted in America, or the ones that did want Hillary Clinton. We have this electoral college thing that's set up, and pretty much that's how it is. Maybe we need to relook at that. That is something Michael Moore, who makes those films, he's an author, has kind of brought up now. So who knows? Mustang 29810, we're not doomed because we have each other, okay? So hang in there with us. We're all here. It's all good. We all tune in and you watch reality TV, and now we have a reality star who's our president. So I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. Sherry Blackberry says in the chat room, John is the perfect medicine for feeling better. And hanging out with, oh good, I'm so glad. Maximus Mom, can you tell? I can tell you how much I miss my French citizenship right now. Don't! We're good. Again, we're in America. 2016. You know what? This guy, it says he needs to make America great. A lot of people who I talked to as far as supporting President Trump, says that he's going to make America great again. Nobody could really tell me what was wrong. I got a lot of, Obamacare is getting expensive. I do agree with that. But, a lot of my rebuttal with Obamacare was I have a lot of friends and family that had medical conditions. And because of what Obamacare did and kind of waived that, they were able to get insurance and pay for it themselves. So that was a big thing. Things need work. We do. Even Hillary said that. So, let's see what he's going to do. Let's cross our fingers. Let's pray. And most importantly, let's unite, you guys. We have a wonderful outlet here at Your Reality Recaps. We have our patron Facebook. We have our nice little community here. If you need to chat, you have shows like this, shows that Eric does. His is probably a little more entertaining because that is one catty bitch, Eric, that I love, but still, she's quite a piece of work. But yeah, so we have shows like this. If you want to talk, if you need a virtual hug from any of us here at Your Reality Recaps, we're here for you. We're gonna get through this together. We're gonna get through the next 4 years together. So don't worry, it's all good. But let's see what he does. He had a lot to say, a lot of things he said I didn't like, but some of the things that he said, let's give him a chance. He's our president. We as Americans have to reunite again. We have to do it. All right? So that is my little soap opera, or my little soapbox speech. You guys can agree with me. You guys cannot. Annie in the chat room says, this has been the worst week for me. I'll tell you, excuse me, Annie. I'll tell you how this week started for me when I think about today versus yesterday. When Survivor happened, and we had that one of the worst blindsides ever, okay? And you guys know what I'm talking about. That started this heaval of crap, that just a mudslide, just slid downhill. As soon as, and you guys, it's been a week, so if you haven't seen last week's episode, I'm sorry. But as soon as Michaela got eliminated, my week has just been a mudslide. So this just kind of ends my mudslide. We don't know what's going to happen tonight, but again, we got each other. It's so funny when you don't feel like talking, or you don't feel like you're funny. One of the things I thought is, I don't know if I'm even can do the show today with you guys. Because I don't feel like it. I don't feel funny. I don't anything. And then I thought, you know what? You guys are probably the medicine that I need. And I hope that I am the medicine you guys need. So I thought it was, you know what, at this last moment, just a message of unity, I think is what we need. And I give you all a big virtual hug. I love that you're here. I love that we can talk and share. And I love that we can talk about Survivor together. What do you think of that? All right. So with that, thank you, Lori R. I needed you guys tonight too. Sloth Queen B in the chat room says, we love you, John. I love you too. You guys are so welcome. Okay? We're strong together. All right? Her slogan carries on. We are strong together. All right, I'm going to do my little spiel because I'm sure the folks at YouTube need a reference point if they're watching Survivor. So here I go. Hey guys, John Richardson here with YourRealityRecaps.com. So excited to be recapping last week's episode and our pre-show Survivor party. Here we talk about the highlights of last week's episode right up to the point that we have our next episode of Survivor. So lots to talk about. Huge blindside, one of the biggest blindsides we've seen in a while. It completely shocked me. We not only cover Survivor with shows like this or with blogs from our very own dolphin poet, Melissa, does very funny blogs. You need to check them out at YourRealityRecaps.com/Survivor. Also, too, we have other shows. We cover Big Brother Over the Top. Oh my gosh. We have tons of shows where we are keeping you updated, where Eric is. And you can check all of that out at YourRealityRecaps.com. So become a patron. Help us out. You know, we've got hosting expenses, everything else with our website. You can do that at YourRealityRecaps.com/patron. Really helps us out. You also get special content like my live comedy shows when I do stand-up and improv for an audience. What? We also have other special content that we do. Plus, we give you access to our Facebook patron page where you can chat with a lot of other wonderful, positive people in our community that we love. So, with that, let's chat about Survivor. Oh my God! So, Figgy is gone. A big positive in the chat room. And also, two YouTubers. I'm also talking in a chat room. You guys can't see them, but I'm going to do my best to translate. Figgy's gone. We know that. It was tough. It was tough on Taylor. He's super mad about Adam. We see Adam and Taylor talking kind of along the beach. Adam, you know, and the thing I like about the Millennials is they're pretty upfront and honest. I mean, it's like, yeah, I screwed you. I did. I totally screwed you. I did. Not that they're really apologizing for it, which doesn't really bother me, but it's like, okay, well, you know, say it to my face. Okay, thank you. You just did. So, you know, Taylor's pissed. He got screwed. He's gonna revenge his game for Figgy. Why? Why does this happen, people? Why does this happen? Huh? It happens on Big Brother. Happens on Survivor. Everybody gets in the scam. I got a strategy. I'm going to win the money. It's me. I got to do this for my family. Burp, burp, boop, boop, boop. And then as soon as they get a little touching, a little stroking, a little mwah, 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 it's like, oh my God, I have a showmance. And if you get voted out, I'm going to revenge your life in the game. It's a game. Taylor focus, okay? Yes, it drove me nuts. It's just, it's a game. It's like lighten up, Blue Eyes, okay? You gotta stay in the game. Any kind of best revenge would be for you to win the game, right? And then you could buy a little millennial tree house and live in it, right? And just swing on vines. But, you know, you'd have internet access because you're a millennial. Lots of election stuff in the chat room. Maximus' mom, he's dumb, that's why. I don't, I don't know if he's maybe that dumb or that's what he cares about. And that's okay. That's okay. Hey, Jess became a fan. We love you. Thanks so much. Any of my comments? Yes, they are coming through. Sorry about that. Wanted to take a little break and say that. Yeah, so then we cut to Zeke and Michelle and Dave eating rice. We cut to them kind of eating rice, and then we cut to Zeke and Dave on the beach. And Dave just kind of seems a little paranoid, but Dave's talking about how he feels he's connecting with Zeke and all this stuff and this kumbaya. I think, does Zeke have this kind of charisma that everybody connects with him, right? Like, this kind of makes me want to go on Survivor a little bit. I think I might be able to do this, where, you just kind of talk to people and then just things fall out of their mouth, right? Like, I have an idol. Like, what is going on? So, I wasn't sure. Do you guys, and I want to know in the chat room, do you think that was smart for Dave to talk about the idol? Because we heard Zeke's remarks say, yeah, I'm going to keep him close till I don't need him anymore, right? That's what he said. That was crazy. Crazy. Randio's here. Hi. Zeke is a snake, mark my words, but I like him, says Sloth Queen Bee. Me too. And I mean snake in the best way, because he's played the game. And I forgot who said it. Jeffrey Marks said that there was some kind of, like, I don't know, day where they played Survivor. It was in New York. He was on one of them with a few other Survivor people. And I think, I don't know, casting really liked him. Obviously, he's on the show. But yeah, I heard he played really good in that. And I think I think he's doing great. David is too trusting, says Sloth Queen Bee. I agree, because, it's funny because David gets to these points where he's doing so great. He gets comfortable, but now, and then all of a sudden he gets kind of nervous. Maybe because he's not with Ken or Kendall. Thank goodness is still there. Oh, and by the way, just to cut real quick to some of the things that you see in our reality, or your reality recaps patron page, is you get to see some of the things people post about you, like Maximus' mom, who made a little, what's that, gig or something, of me and Ken. So lots of fun and lots of humor in that group when you become a patron. Super funny. Maximus' mom, I'm so glad. Jig Jab. Yes. Thank you, Maximus' mom. So funny. You're absolutely hilarious. And I love you. Bonjour. Yeah. Zeke's a sneak, says Mustang. Absolutely. Maximus' mom says, I'm rooting for David, but dumb moves. Yeah, he gets smart, he does great moves, and he does dumb moves, and he gets paranoid. I mean, literally on the beach, he goes, I don't know, I get paranoid. Really, is somebody behind us? And Zeke's like, no, there's nobody behind us. Like, settle down. Oh, by the way, I have an idol. Blah, 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 blah. Just diarrhea of the mouth. It's like, just stop it. Stop it. So yeah, I wasn't thinking that was a great move on his part either. What else do my notes say? Okay, so then we get to the reward challenge. And, Patrick K in the chat room says, I feel like it's going to be the Generation Xers, Adam, Zeke, and Hannah versus the rest of the Millennials. I don't know if I agree with you. Maybe up until Hannah. I mean, if you're saying, Patrick, that you think Hannah, because she can kind of be maneuvered to do what she's told, I guess, to do, then I think I agree with you. But I think Hannah's kind of a strong millennial. I think she's going to stick with her people. I get that. And I say that just because when we talk later on about how the votes played out, She wasn't really in the plan, so I don't know. But that's a really good observation. Parallel says they're different. Having Michaela back for another yeah, they definitely need to have Michaela back for another season. I will find out where the Survivor Party was. I want to interview Michaela. I think she'd be awesome to sit down and chat with. Absolutely. So we've got the reward challenge, and that is the winner gets a meal, a prepared chef meal, which is chicken and garlic shrimp and salad and cheesecake and pasta and all that good stuff. And then the second tribe who wins just gets some shish kebabs. I'm assuming they each get a shish kebab, which, hey, when you're starving, who cares? There's a lot of things I wouldn't put in my mouth. Okay. I'm teasing. Uh-oh, Lori's saying her chat is freezing. I feel like Michaela does not trust Jay or Will. Well, no. Because, Maximus Mom says, I was cringing at the warm chicken kebabs. I'm telling you, I would have drank like curdled milk just to get some kind of protein, something other than, just think of it as yogurt. You don't have to drink it, you can eat it. It's yogurt, right? Like, you just want something else besides rice, beans, or sand, right? That's what you're doing. So we've got this reward challenge, and my mind is going blank. Oh, they got the coconuts. It's the coconuts. So they're throwing the coconuts, and Dave. It's Dave who gets orange. Wait. It's orange with the balls. Chris and orange. Okay. Yes. So, sorry about that. Oh, hey, Zach. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you, top fans. Thank you, Allie. Thanks, Mustang. You guys are awesome. And of course, our very own Maximus Mom. We love you. And Zach. And Daniela here's hers. Thank you. So we're doing the coconut thing where they're throwing the coconuts in the net. And guess who's a superstar at it? David. Our paranoid, pale, nervous wreck David is doing great at that. Orange and Chris, Ginger Chris, they both win. Michaela finally wins for green as far as getting that net down. I can't even barely read my writing. So it was David was doing great with that challenge. Chris won the challenge for Orange. Orange was the first one to get all of those coconuts in that. Michaela finally comes up the rear and wins it for green. She's a rock star as far as challenges. And Ken lost that first part for purple, or Kendall. I was getting nervous, Maximus Mom. I was getting nervous. So, yes. So then, after they get all the coconuts, then they got to get the balls up and do all the... Oh, they got to get them through the net. And, it was really, really freaky as far as... Boy, Zeke did a really good job figuring that out. Zeke and Michelle were superstars as far as getting the balls through the net. Then they had to balance them on the thing. And the green team really was having an issue with that. And that was Will and Hannah struggled getting those balls through the net, and was really making Green look pretty bad as far as that. Ken got through that. And then Green, so then Purple had the lead. I'm so numb with the election, I can't even think. So then they got that. So Ginger Chris won it for Orange. They got the chef. Ken Purple was in the lead. Michaela steps up for Green, gets those balls balanced on there. She wins it, second place, and gets the kebabs for Green. Kendall, they don't get anything as far as reward. Thank goodness it wasn't an immunity challenge. I was freaking out. So our next scene is Orange eating. So it's Michelle and the guys, and everyone's eating. And we hear Zeke talking about how, you know what, he's been on a diet all his life, which was hilarious because I feel like I have too. And he just can eat whatever he wants because it's in Survivor. You're just going to starve. So we got Chris pigging out. We got Zeke pigging out. David, I don't know, is eating like a bird or something. And then we've got proper Michelle, Christian, Michelle using a knife and fork and very mannered. And then what are we? They're burping, they're farting. What do you guys think of that? Michelle seemed really horrified. Will you guys be horrified? You guys are on a deserted island. You've been there for how many days now? 20? Not 20. Is it halfway over? 20 days at least, I think. What's a little burping? What's a little farting? Would that bother you? I want to know in the chat room. Sherry Blackberry says, any comp with balls is a good comp. Okay, because I hear you, Sherry. I hear you, girl. I loved it. I'd been farting too. I was farting during the episode and burping. That's one of the things that it's hilarious to me. I wouldn't care. I'm not making out. Yang Solo says it's gross in the chat room. I think it's gross in real life, but I don't think when you're on an island, no one's your spouse, no one's really brushed their teeth, everybody's crotches and armpit, everything's dirty. What's a little burping? What's a little farting? I'm not going to be making out with anyone. You could do whatever you want. I just don't want to see you take a poo-poo. That's what I don't. Like, you can't, eat your pasta and eat the chicken off your kebab and then just walk over and just squat and poop. Like, you need to go away, like far away to poop, and even if you're sitting there and you feel comfortable, and we all know, when we think everything's okay, but we get that little shat, it's not, it's a fart, but messier. Like, even if you're sitting in the sand and eating, like, if you have that, you need to move over. You need to be respectful, okay? Because I'm still eating. Even if I'm Proper Michelle with a fork and a knife, I don't want to smell your shat. I'm trying to enjoy my meal, however fast I'm eating it or not. Maximus Mom in the chat room says, ice cream guy last season in the ocean. Yes, exactly. Yuck. Rod Carlson in the chat room. That's multitasking. It sure is. Like, I don't want to. I just, if you think it's going to be a little messy, that's the only thing. You can burp. You don't need to say, excuse me. You can fart. You don't need to say, excuse me. But if you shat, you need to just not even say anything, because I don't want to know. I just want you to move. And don't even tell me why you're moving. But don't tell me, because I don't know what happens to me. And let me know if you guys agree that if somebody tells me that they may have shatted or not, my senses heightened. It's like, not only can I smell with my nose, but it seems like with all my pores. Like cats have the smell things here too. Like, all of a sudden, I can smell across a block away. Just don't tell me. You just move. It's automatic gag reflex. Just, I don't even want to know. Just get up, be a good actor, and just move to the side. Or pretend like you're getting more food. And just sit in another spot, right? Like, I think that would be the best thing. Maximus Mom in the chat. Yes, thank you, Zach. You agree with me. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, but when they think you're looking for an idol and look for a while you're moving. That would be my biggest thing that I'm doing. I would be like, I'm pooping all the time. And they'd be like, what is wrong with you? And I'd say, I'm eating beans and rice. Like, it just slides out. It's like a mudslide. It just slides out. I can't help it. As I'm telling you now, tribal members, I have to go now. That's what I would say. I have to go now. And I would just be trying to find that idol. Even with poopy drawers. I wouldn't care because I would just go into the water and just scrub it all out. Cherry Blackberry says, pooping is private. It is. It is private. We all do it. But we don't talk about it. I seem to be talking about it. But I'm just saying. It's just something I don't want to hear about. After the show, I will never mention it again. Maybe till the next show. But it's not something I talk about. Annie0615 says, I would never ever go on Survivor. Never, ever, never. Me either, Annie. I would never, ever, never, ever go on Survivor. I couldn't do it. I can barely go. Like, if I haven't, like, brushed my teeth in a day, and you know how it just kind of feels that weird kind of hairy teeth. It's just, it's weird. I can't. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. Hello, it's Mar. Says, can we talk about something more interesting? Absolutely. If you don't think poop's interesting, we can move on from that. But yes, so it would be tough for me. Just the brushing the teeth. The other thing I can handle. All right. So your request is my command. Hello, it's Mar. So they do that. Taylor is talking about the election to Sunday and to Sunday and Brett, and just about like the voting. And I started to get a little tangent on my millennial soapbox. I was a little like, oh, you millennials sitting there in your fairyland and your fairy dust thinking, I don't have to vote because whatever happens, it doesn't affect me. Burp, 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 burp. And it does. And I don't know if you guys, watched a lot of the coverage, but millennials turned out for the vote. So everything I was going to say about you, Taylor, I'm not, because you millennials are fantastic. And you just got booted up in stock in my book. I loved it. Alex R. says, are you considering doing a show after the episode with Eric? Alex R., I do shows with Eric. I normally even do Big Brother shows, but I'm not covering Big Brother Over the Top, After Dark. See, I don't even know the title. But once in a while we do a show. And the thing that we also do, Alex, is we do live shows together. So we'll host an event or a Big Brother premiere party. We will be doing Big Brother Canada. I'll be doing Big Brother Canada with Dana this year. So I know that they just had their open call for that. So that will definitely be exciting. And Eric and I will be doing shows them as well. Moving along to Survivor. Don't worry, YouTubers. I'm still on Survivor. So again, happy for Taylor. I know Maximus Mom, we thought it was, an idiot, but, he's not. They all voted. So then now we're back at the green camp. And where am I? Where am I my notes? Oh, If you saw the way I spelled challenge, you would be like, what? How did you even get that? So now the green team's talking about, Brett's lecturing everybody about funeral home basics and logic and everything. And those millennials are just like, he doesn't do that for a living. And Hannah, shy, not very confident Hannah, steps up. She's like, I grew up in Boston. He's not a funeral director or whatever he says he is. He's a cop. I know it. He walks like a cop. He's a cop. And everyone's just kind of like, wow, he's not being very honest with him. And I want to know what you guys think in the chat room, because we've had this happen in past seasons of Survivor where everybody's like, oh, I don't want to really tell you my previous occupation. Or when we had what's his name that was a cop and was just an absolute lunatic in the best way possible. I thought it was Tony a few seasons before in Survivor, where he was doing the commando and everything, which I absolutely loved. But do we think, was it a good idea that Brett lied? Do you think being a cop and being honest is going to hurt his chances? I want to know from you guys in the chat room right now. Thank you, Harmony. Yes, it was Tony. Sherry Blackberry says, that was a great call. I wonder if he'd admit he's a cop soon. I don't know if that was a great call. They're kind of saying that, he can't be trustworthy. Maximus Mom in the chat room says, I love Tony too. I love him too. Love, love, love. Next comp should be a donut recognition comp. He will win because he's a cop. He's a sergeant. So he's got that cop sergeant-y walk. He was a loon, says Sloth the Queen Bee. I love you, man. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know if I think it's such a bad thing to be a cop. I think it's more for me if I was on Survivor and someone was maybe some type of celebrity or already had some type of net worth, like $1 million. I'd be like, why do you need $1 million? You know what I mean? Like that, like the NBA players we've had, pro athletes, even, what's her name? Blair, Lisa Renchel from Facts of Life. I'd be like, even though you were on a show in like the early 80s, you were on TV. Do you really need it? Like, that would be something I would be more apt to, they should lie about that, because I would kind of focus on that and probably target them if I was on it. Brian B in the chat room, or Brian64993 says, do you think that Michaela should have told the rest of the tribe about Jay's idol? Absolutely. But she trusted him. She trusted him. And when I think back, what was it? Just the last episode when which they were helping the other millennials, and Taylor says, well, how come you didn't help us? And Michaela said, you outnumber the Gen X's in your tribe. If you can't figure it out, you deserve to go home. That was, sorry if it sounded like that. I'm not calling you a sloth at all. Is it Sleuth Queen Bee? My English is terrible, but not sloth at all. No, it's fabulous. How about just Queen Bee? Absolutely. Spring Girls is here. Yay. But yeah, so she trusted him. So I don't know if he did. We're gonna get to Jay in just a momento. So we've got the competition. Adam gets the first on the green, gets the combination the fastest. No, that's not Adam. Adam is on. No, Adam is on. Yeah, Adam gets the combination first. Then Michaela on the green team gets the combination. And then hold on one second. I'm trying. This should be a prescription, okay? It's the prescription tablet. And then Michelle struggles. So everyone's trying to get that combination. Everyone's trying to get it. Adam gets it first, then Michaela. Michelle struggles with it quite a bit. So then it's down to the wire. Ken wins for purple, which, let's take a nap. Ken wins it for purple. Chris wins it for orange, and of course we know that green loses, which is awful. Now, I thought the interesting thing, I love Ken. I love Ken too, Queen Bee. I just love my Ken doll. Ken did great, Maximus' mom. He's just a little piece of heaven, just a little angel. Yeah. So he did great. Didn't have to go to tribal council because he really can't afford to lose anybody else. Chris, Ginger Chris, who's like a football player too, I think college. I don't know. I'd have my partner explain it to me. I don't really know the difference or anything like that. So it said that. I thought it was funny that Sunday says, yeah, it's going to take a few minutes because to really sink in as far as as far as trying to figure out why they lost. Rod Carlson, paging Doc John. I know, I'm just all over the place. Oh, absolutely. Where are the heart paddles at? Oh my gosh. Is this? I'm clicking my pen. Is that what you guys are commenting on? Sorry. Let me put that down. It's not like I'm even writing. It's just nerves. Just nerves and anxiety. So green's completely silenced. They're all sitting on that log, just horrified. I need a refresh. Here, Max is on. I need to cool off. When I mention Ken, I just love it. Oh, my prescription pad. Thank you. My right here. Does anybody need anything that I could just send over to you and you can just print it out? Absolutely. So they're all quiet. And you know, the thing I really liked, a grocery list, I know. The thing I really liked when they were all deciding is I think they generally did really like each other. They were working really well together. I mean, Michaela was kind of leading the whole thing. She's super smart, a beast in challenges. You know, even bringing them... I mean, it was very obvious, especially to Michaela, who especially mentioned last week that she was, you know, we've got the majority. We're here, we're millennials, and we're not going to vote each other out kind of thing. So I thought it was very smart to kind of bring everyone together, especially, I don't know if she has any kind of teaching or training background, but getting those shells and really explaining, just simplifying it for everyone as far as what the plan is, a good way to strategize and vote as far as we don't know who has an idol, so we definitely want to split the votes, because then if the votes are evenly split, then we can just revote again and vote out the person that we want out of here, right? So... Hey, Jolly G is here. The seashell group moment cost her her game. I think it did. I don't know if maybe she kind of dumbed it down too much. Because, you know, of course we don't know. She was bossy. Absolutely, Rod Carlson. She was pushy. She was a little bossy. But you know what? I mean, she was... But she was winning for you guys, you know? All up until this point, You know, you guys were doing good. You had the most people on your team. You weren't going to tribal council. Zach, you have to have hope. Michaela leaving makes me have no hope for this season. That's how I started my week out, and then the U.S. election happened. But I'm over it. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Yes, it was. I love Zach. I love Zach, and I also love Michaela. I did. But you know, just sit there, and when Jay had that moment of, you know, the light bulb came on saying, maybe we should get rid of Michaela. She's super smart. You know, I don't know if that was a good move or not, because the thing is okay, she's a little pushy. She's a little this. Let her lead. Let her get blood on her hands. Let her do this. Let her do that. Let her rub people the wrong way, because at the end, people in jury are going to vote for you on who gets the money. So let her do all of that. As long as I'm behind her and she's my shield and she's taking the brunt of everything, I'm good. Even, and they said, even we wanted to kind of get rid of her before the merge. You know, she was loyal to you guys. She's loyal to the Millennials. I don't know if getting her out this soon, I don't know if it was the best strategy. I don't really know if it's going to really hurt anything. It might hurt the positive vibe of the Millennials, because it's like, God, every time, every tribe, or it was Millennials and Gen X merged, and they had the votes, a millennial was voted out. They turned against each other, and Michaela was the one kind of really keeping that all together, and I think would have been a better strategy to keep it going into tonight's merge. I want to know what you guys think of that. Do you think, hey, Comedy Jonah, you're absolutely nuts? Or, hey, I never thought of it that way. Beep-a-doop, boop, boop. I want to know from you. What do you guys think? Zach will go with Generation X. Absolutely, Maximus Mom. Yes. Queen Bee says, I can't with Brian. Merge is in this episode. Oh, I can't wait, Brian. Says Queen Bee. The merge is tonight on this episode. So yeah. So I'm not sure. Okay, Zach says, all my favorites are gone. I only have Christian, Michelle, Hannah, Sunday, and Jessica left. Zeke's one of my favorites. I think Zeke is doing good. Of course, I love my Ken doll. I love Ken. And I love Goofy David. Goofy David has his moments where I like him. He does good. So I like that. But again, my whole thing was, yes, Michaela's a threat. Yes, she needs to be out if you want to win this game. My thing is, I don't know if it was best to get her out now. I would think that if they're, you know, going into the merge, there's going to be more millennials than Generation Xers. So again, now even though we're playing on our own, we all know how this happens. You turn into Millennials versus Generation X again. And I think having a united front and getting rid of all the Generation Xers, like the Chris's, because Chris is a huge guy, big competitor, like Kendall, who's super smart, super great to look at, and and he can't win if you're millennial playing. You would want to get rid of all those people and then compete against each other. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe just before the last Generation X, get Michaela out, then get the last Generation X out. That's maybe what I would have done. Solo says, I wanted Michaela to win. Sad face. Me too. Yes, Adam and Zach are going to flip, I guarantee. Absolutely, Patrick K. Queen Bee says, should have waited to get out Michaela. They should have waited. Yes, thank you so much. I think so too. A little bit longer. Maximus Mom in the chat room says, going to be good. Undercover spying from Millennials will make it fun. Absolute. Undercover spying, period, makes it fun. Brian6499 says, what about the legacy? I know, we're still waiting because Jess has the legacy. So that's coming up too. Yay! Maximus says, Zeke will flip sides. There's no way he's staying with the Millennials. He's not. He's not going to stay. So, Tribal Council, I think one of the things that shocked us about this blind side is that, you know, Jeff Probst is pretty good at getting that information out, right, out of them. And we kind of had this sense of how it was going to go, especially with Jay. And I could see the way Jay was answering questions. He wasn't being that forthcoming, which means Jeff Probst was not doing his job, which made this so much shocking. Now, Patrick K., I've not forgotten about your question previously on here, because we did mention that you thought Hannah would also go with them, and it would be Hannah and Zeke, and I think Will, and the Generation Xers versus Millennials. I think I got that right. And I had said I don't think Hannah will. And I don't think Hannah will because Hannah was not had no clue about the blind side. And even though she can be led in a direction to do what you want, sometimes she just, you know, she can have kind of a big mouth and may have, you know, put Michaela on to what was happening. We can tell, and usually what happens in shows like this, like in Survivor, like in Big Brother, is we know, or the person knows who's going home. They know who's going to go home. Everybody kind of knows. They have an idea. They make peace with it. And it happens. And it's awful. And this and that. I truly, truly do not think Michaela knew. It said it all over her face. And what happened when she walked back to get, I think, her shoes or jacket or something? And she was so shocked. She still had stuff to say. So I just felt so bad for her. Hearing her, you know, sitting down as everybody's showing their votes. You know, we had the Generation Xers. Brett and Sunday were in on it. Jay was in on it. Will was in on it. And it was just Hannah and Michaela that weren't. So I would be freaking out if I was Hannah. I would be saying, who needs what? Oh, I'll braid your hair Sunday. Let me do that. I think you're wonderful. Because I would do any... Can I scrub? Here, I got a piece of coral. Let me give you a nice little pedicure. Scrape off all that dead skin under your feet. Like, that would be just, oh, you need a massage? Great. Oh my gosh. Yay. Oh, let me just, oh, you're tense. Let me help you with that. Anything I could do to kiss butt. Patrick K in the chat room says, we'll see, but even without Hannah, with Adam and Zeke and the Generations, we'll have a 8 to 5 advantage over the Millennials. I totally agree with that, Patrick. You can tell you watch the game. All right, so just to talk a little bit about tonight, we know we've got the merge. We saw it in the previews. I don't think we're going to really see a reward challenge because I think, you know, we always know that once a merge happens, everybody has a big feast, so there's really no need for that. With that, so, and I know it's now our first individual immunity challenge, so I think we've got our necklace back, and I know it's everybody's kind of just hanging with their arms up, and just who can keep it up the longest, and if they can't, they get dumped with water and sand, and they just, it's an endurance, so we know it's endurance too, and if you didn't, I'm so sorry. Brian in the chat room says, do you think that an idol might be played tonight? You know, it could be. It really depends on who's up. I mean, if it's somebody that in David's alliance, like Ken, especially Ken, I think David will play his idol. Absolutely. As far as Jay, if Taylor is up, I think Jay will save Taylor. I think in those kind of situations, that could happen. Absolutely. But we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be a doozy tonight. Okay, I think I've covered all my points. Again, guys, great season. I love the season of Survivor. I think it's so awesome. I can't wait to start interviewing some of these folks. It'd be awesome, blossom. Yes, Maximus Mom, it's going to be good. And again, guys, just to kind of recap, you know, especially if you live in the United States, you know, guys, we're going to be fine. So don't worry about it. We're all here together. We all love each other. We need to unite. We're the United States. Things will be good, okay? Don't worry. Love you guys too. Lori, I love you so much as well. Maximus Mom, you guys are great. I'm John Richardson. Not only can you find me at Reality Recaps, at yourrealityrecaps.com. I'm Comedy Jonah, and that's Comedy Jonah. You can follow me on social media everywhere, from Facebook to Twitter to Instagram. It's all the same. If you want to keep up with my updates, you guys are so awesome. You have 6 minutes to get ready, get a good beverage, and start chatting away about Survivor's episode. I'm so excited. I'm on the West Coast, so I will be most likely tweeting that. But you East Coasters, have a ton of fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys are so wonderful. Really appreciate it. Don't forget, next week we have a show like this. Then the Wednesday after that, guys, we have my mom is back. And she will be in my studio. We'll be sharing some of our favorite Thanksgiving recipes, even doing them. And we'll be talking about Survivor. So 2 weeks from now, John's mom's back. Boop, boop, boop. So excited. All right, guys. Until then, enjoy your evening. Love one another. Bye, everybody.